Does King Cold have a final form, and would that have been strong enough to defeat Super Saiyan Future Trunks or Goku on Earth if the story allowed that battle to take place at full power? You see, when Future Trunks arrived and made one of the greatest entrances in anime and manga history, King Cold and Frieza was simply there to help portray how powerful Super Saiyan Trunks was. Frieza was done and dusted, and the story had to move on from Frieza to the androids. But one of the biggest disappointments I felt was that I never got to see King Cold go all out in combat or even get one decent fight. For someone like Frieza's father, the guy who taught Frieza the ropes, who led the Empire and looked far more intimidating in terms of his design and size, to think that he wasn't even in his final form is something that has been pretty much on everyone's minds since King Cold's appearance. Well, in this video I'm going to share some official material with you that actually suggests King Cold was more of a threat than what we saw. Of course, plot is plot, but King Cold transforming further is definitely something that could have happened within Dragon Ball. And I will share with you the material right now. I found information in the Japanese Dragon Ball Z Volume 1 Dragon Ball Box Dragon Book, and it says, a Frieza flavor that has been ravaging the entire universe, repeatedly destroying and looting. Frieza's biological father, King Cold, reigns supreme. He believes that the one with the most power in the universe must belong to his clan, but he is a shadowy figure in the organization, and other than Frieza, his existence is known only to a few of his closest aides. Its appearance closely resembles Frieza's second form, and Cold seems to be the type to improve his abilities by transforming himself. I had confirmed this information with Herms98 over on Twitter, and he said it's true. He confirmed in Japanese it says King Cold looks like Frieza's second form and apparently increases his abilities by transforming. That fits perfectly with him looking like second form Frieza. And what's the reason he uses that form? Is it to declare dominance when in front of others due to the size? Or simply it's a design choice never expanded further upon in the actual story, which is the most obvious answer, let's be honest. But still, to think that King Cold could transform further, this could have been really problematic post-Yardrat for Goku and Trunks. Now, for the purpose of this video, let's assume he could transform into the same final form as Frieza at the very least. An in-universe answer as to why he was defeated so swiftly was because of his arrogance, and of course Trunks giving him no time to grow further. Obviously the anime is more dramatic when fighting Mecha Frieza, but the manga has Trunks go in very quickly. To be honest, it's highly likely Trunks' full attention in both anime and manga was to neutralize the threat without letting the threat get worse. That's just how Trunks rolls. So King Cold would have never been able to transform against someone like Trunks, or even a Goku in the future timeline that wasn't taking any more chances after Namek. So the only way we can have King Cold transform is just in a hypothetical situation to see how strong he really would be, because I can't see him transforming before going to Earth, for multiple reasons. One of them being his relaxed, overconfident nature until he sees the Super Saiyan with his own eyes. So how strong would King Cold become if we're going with him being in his second form? Well, we can use similar jumps in power that Frieza had from his second form to final form on Namek, and that's easy to work out. 100% final form Frieza on Namek had a power level of 120 million. 1% of Frieza's power on Namek would be 1.2 million. Interestingly enough, that is actually close to Frieza's second form. So when looking at Frieza's total power overall, second form Frieza only generates about 1% of Frieza's overall power. In the anime, there's a mention of Frieza using 1% against Goku, but that doesn't even work correctly, as that would actually be 1.2 million versus Goku's 3 million, and Frieza was doing way better than that level even before his power up to 50%. Okay, so as we know, when Frieza came to Earth as Mecha Frieza, he wasn't in his 100% form, but more reliably at 50% or even less. Even Trunks insinuated Frieza was half strength. The writer had him acknowledge his own power by suggesting he could probably beat Super Saiyan Goku now. Obviously Frieza only experienced Goku's power on Namek through combat, which he knows was doing better than him. So gauging himself against Goku's power that he fought suggests Frieza has improved to around 150 million at maximum power, making his 50% form 75 million compared to his 60 million on Namek. That's an acceptable power up as Mecha Frieza, seeing as it was also stated he grew stronger. Now King Cold in his second form was being sensed by the others and compared to Frieza. Krillin had only ever sensed 50% Frieza on Namek and stated King Cold was around the same, and that would mean Mecha Frieza had arrived at 60 million, similar to Namek. That would make him actually at 40% power on Earth. But you can use whatever mental gymnastics you want. I see it that way. Gohan said the feeling of Trunks' Super Saiyan power was similar to his dad's, but I interpret that as it's the same type of energy, a Super Saiyan's energy, not necessarily the exact same level of power. Even King Kai implied Trunks is stronger than Goku on Namek, as Trunks dealing with King Cold and Frieza at the same time was a far better performance than Goku fighting Frieza alone on Namek. But to make this easy, gauging Trunks is simple. Frieza launched an energy blast at him and it made contact. Trunks had tanked it without any damage. With energy blasts raising power up to multiple times, the Kamehameha raising Goku's power by 2.2 times in the story and even more depending on how long he charges it. For a basic energy blast, we can go with 1.5 times Frieza's power that Trunks successfully tanked. It's been officially stated in the Daizenshu, to negate damage you need to emit 2 times the power of the opposing energy. Trunks stood still, so his bog standard Super Saiyan is at least 2 times the 90 million at bare minimum. So potentially Trunks is at 180 million and still above a theoretical 100% Mecha Frieza. And I think this is a good number because it means he's stronger than Namek Super Saiyan Goku, but he's also not mountain stronger, so if Gohan did compare Trunks to Goku, then it's a bit more reasonable. Again, Trunks could still be way higher. Interestingly, Frieza's second attack on Trunks made Trunks put effort in to negate it. It actually pushed him back somewhat. This was a very strong energy blast by Frieza. 180 million is fine for Trunks. When Goku arrives, his new level of Super Saiyan is able to finger block Trunks' attacks. Although Goku said Trunks didn't put his heart into it, if he did, Goku would then maybe use, what, 2 fingers? Both hands? What I'm saying is, Goku would still stomp Trunks if both went all out. So I think the gap between Super Saiyan Trunks and Namek Goku can be applied here somewhat, between Trunks and post-Yardrat Super Saiyan Goku, potentially making Goku around 210 million. That's my headcanon based on what I'm seeing in the show, but if you've got another way to work it out, guys, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, let's get back to King Cold and wrap this up. If second form King Cold is around 60 million, then the difference between second form and 100% final form, presuming he could do that form, would be a 100 times increase, based on the calculations we made earlier, making 100% King Cold 6 billion. Or just 3 billion if you wanted to play around with 50%. That is quite frightening. This guy is chewing his way through the Android saga. Goku and Trunks could attack him together at that level of power, and they would get crushed. How strong could King Cold really be if this is the case? What if he trained? We know the growth rate of the Frieza race. Screw Resurrection F. Give us Resurrection C for Cold. But you guys let me know in the comment section about what you think about the material source here, and a world where King Cold reigns supreme. Just how far could he actually go? I think it's fair to say if Toriyama wanted to, he could have made King Cold kill everyone in verse using a potential final form, and that would all make sense, but that's not how stories work, unfortunately. Stories require drama, excitement, and the good guys protected through plot, and ultimately, it's whatever the writer wants. So King Cold going final form and killing everyone would never happen as a decision in writing, but it could happen in the Dragon Ball universe. There's the difference. And that's how strong King Cold could very well be going on that material source. Pretty awesome, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So until we meet again, keep being a role model. Goku and Gohan are bad to the bone in this awesome Dragon Ball motorbike model from Civet Action Figures. This is the latest one I've picked up. It's so cool, with those classic homely Dragon Ball vibes. It's perfect for everyone. This is a great bike design, high quality, and brings to life the art by Akira Toriyama that just puts a smile on my face every time I look at it on my desk right in front of me. If you're looking for your next Dragon Ball collectible, check out Civet Action Figures by following the links in my description box. It's packaged extremely well and delivered with care, where you get to assemble all of the pieces yourself. They ship to all countries, shown on the screen right now. It also comes with a collector's tag, an excellent product overall. You really get what you pay for in terms of the high quality and likeness to the characters of Dragon Ball. Once again, check out Civet AF using the links below, as well as their eBay store, where you can get a limited time discount coupon for this model. For scholars, if you've got to pick one up, you've got to pick up some Dragon Ball Z merchandise, then go with some old school Dragon Ball and pick up the classic Goku and Gohan motorbike. And hey, he's got a tail. Gotta love the tails.